Guys, welcome back. I hope you all are doing very well. First of all, what the hell? We are sitting on 453 subscribers as of the recording of this video, which is kind of amazing. So if you do enjoy the content, remember to subscribe to the channel and help me reach that 1K goal. We're nearly halfway there. On Sunday morning, I was still on 413, so we went up with 20 in a few days, which is absolutely astonishing. So I thank you guys very much for that. Really, it is awesome. So what I have for you today is a COD video, of course. We are looking at the SWAT. Now the SWAT is a burst fire gun, as you might know, and it is quite powerful. It does feel a little bit more jarring to use compared to the AK because of the slower burst. It does do quite a bit of damage, but it is one of those guns which is kind of punishing in the sense of if you do miss a few bullets, you will be absolutely wrecked because of it. So if you do have very good aim and you play the long lines and not try to, barrel stuff people with the SWAT, then you will be completely fine with this gun. Now, I do know that the AK does seem like a better gun, and to be honest, it is. The SWAT is not as good as the AK, and that's just my opinion on it, but yeah. So I'm going to go over a build, maybe two, we'll see, depending on if I think the suppressed variant is viable. The thing is, with the burst fire guns, you hold lines, you don't really rush in or anything, so I find myself using a non-suppressed version much more often. Now, unfortunately, the SWAT doesn't have a fully automatic attachment like it did in Black Ops 2 actually, so we are stuck on the burst fire, but not that it really matters. I did unlock the AK's burst fire the other day, not burst fire, fully automatic, apologies. I did unlock the fully automatic attachment for my AK, but it just feels weird. It feels like a much weaker version of the gun which just shoots pea shooters. If you want the automatic gun, use something like the M4. It's a much better option. The aims as well. The aims is kind of dominant at this point in time. Kind of silly how strong the gun is, but yeah. So I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm gonna leave you guys with the rest of the gameplay until the build segment, and then I'll see you guys again after that. Enjoy.
Deploy count scrambler.
Front. Overhead. Hardpoint located. Focus reporting. Hardpoint is active. Hardpoint locked down.
Enemy thermal.
Your sentry turret has been destroyed. CUAV set for launch.
Enemy CUAV inbound. Hardpoint active. Counter UAV power is 50%. Hardpoint is secure.
We have movement.
Focus, we are bingo fuel. RTV. Attack off.
Requesting CUAV
LDVR
above.
on my mark. Counter UAV above. Check out. Command care
Establish
package
hardpoint
delivery.
station.
Hostile UAV established overhead.
I'm fueled and standing by.
Focus, midway fuel check complete. Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down.
Sentry turret established. Armed enemy.
Focus, coordinating EPS operations.
Counter UAV available for testing.
Enemy field upgrade. Incoming frag. Foot patrol.
Sentry turret
Get this
available.
show on the road. Job done.
Operator establishing smoking.
Eyes on hostile scrambler.
Calling in smoking.
Target eliminated. Eyes on enemy.
Enemies have eliminated the sentry turret.
Deploying sentry turret. Tackle, deploy counter UAV. Enemy on the move.
Commencing counter
You
UAV
got a problem with your eyes?
Hardpoint active. Hardpoint is secure.
Focus reporting fuel reserves at 50%.
Enemy down.
The sentry turret has been destroyed.
Guys, welcome back. I hope you all are doing very well. First of all, let me thank you guys for 453 subscribers on the channel. It is absolutely astonishing. We went up on 413 on Sunday, so I really do appreciate it. And remember, if you do enjoy the content, sub to the channel, help me reach that 1k goal. We are nearly halfway there, which is just astonishing, so thank you very much for that. So let's get into this. This is a SWAT build. Not a lot of people use this gun, and it's a shame because this gun is actually quite good. So you can definitely run this without a sight. It is a nice iron sight that this gun has, but I'm using a microflex, compensator, reinforced barrel, ranger foregrip. I'm not using a magazine on this gun. That is just personal preference. For me, burst fire guns don't need it, so I'm not using it on this one. Commando grip, because this gun is kind of a balance between you need to move and aim and yada yada yada, so we're using a balance between aim on sight speed and sprint to fire. Then of course we're using the balanced stock because that is just the best stock in the game, no questions asked there. And then we're using a recoil springs. Now of course you can, if you want to, change the recoil springs to rapid fire, muzzle, to a suppressor, whatever the case may be, but it does feel much more consistent running this gun with recoil springs and a compensator. What I mean by consistent is consistent one burst kills. Now the SWAT and AAK both have the one burst kill capability. It's just it feels more consistent when you run it with recoil springs. You stay on target more, chances that you miss a bullet is much less, so it definitely is better. Yeah. Okay, so the build segment is out of the way. You guys may see a trend with my guns. I do run pretty much always the same type-ish attachments according to what I feel is right for the gun, but most guns perform really well in this game even without attachments, so using attachments is just an added bonus, of course, as is with anything in this game in terms of leveling it and killing it out. Now the thing is, certain guns do need attachments, like I would say guns like the Compact, the Tanto, you know, those type of guns. They definitely need attachments to stabilize them a little bit and help them out. But the SWAT, you can run it without a sight as well. Pretty sure I mentioned that in the build segment, but it's just personal preference at that point. So COD is doing kind of good on my channel. Definitely not as good as my other two games I'm covering. Bleach Brave Souls, of course, being one of them. They actually helped me grow quite a bit on that game over there. And then on Friday, I don't know what I'm going to upload on Friday. Maybe do Monster Hunter Wilds again. The thing is, like I explained in my previous Bleach video, that Monster Hunter Wilds doesn't have many in-the-game content right now. It's basically just the campaign that you have. And even the event quest isn't all that challenging, you know. So if you want to min-max now, you're going to be in for a very large disappointment when they actually release stronger monsters into the game. And then you'll be needing to farm that gear in anyways. Because, yeah, that's how it works. It works that way with World as well. We did get the base game, of course, and everybody used the base game armor. Then Iceborne came out and it was literally made redundant compared to the very first armor you get in Iceborne, due to the fact that that was master rank. So something along those lines in Wilds also made me feel like that the gear's going to be redundant very quickly. But yeah, so we'll see what we do there. Maybe I'll upload more from, I don't know. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you found it useful. I know that these builds are pretty similar every single time, and it may seem silly for you guys for me to release a video basically just updating the builds. But at the end of the day, you know what? If somebody wants a SWAT build specifically, and they're not going to be looking at my other videos, they're going to be looking at this one. So yeah, have a great day, everybody. Once again, thank you so much for the support on the channel. It is absolutely astonishing the amount of people that is actually flooding in right now. We're nearly halfway there to 1K, so let's make that happen. Have a great day, and peace out.
Crush those dirtbags.
Hostile.
Hard point located. Hard point set. Hostiles at the hard point.
Get the counter UAV in the air.
Focus is in position. Deploying EM.
Establishing score streak. Calling in score streak.
Enemy forces have destroyed your UAV.
They're down.
Get a counter UAV in the air. Requesting recon above.
Target down.
Hard point locked down. Hostiles attached to hard point. Hard point active.
Hostile spotted.
Hostiles at the hard point.
Sending frag.
Hard point is secure. Hostiles attached to hard point.
Throwing tactical.
One of your assault actively destroyed.
Hard point locked down. Hostiles at the hard point. Hard point identified.
Enemy grenade.
Hard point set.
Applying stim
Hostiles
shot.
attached to the hard point. Hard point is secure.
Enemy using shock charge.
In.
Made the corpse.
Hang on. Let me call Langley. Give him the good news.
Very nice, Marshal. I'm impressed.